Yo, what is up, guys? This is the Brickto here. I wanted to go over the LEGO 2021 annual report. So this comes out every year. Obviously, this has just a ton of financial information in regards to revenue growth, profit growth, things like that. Even though this is a private company, you will notice that this is independently reviewed by an auditor, and they prepare the financial statements under the International Financial Reporting Standards. So everything kind of below this management review section, reasonable certainty that it's legit. But one of the most interesting sections here is this management review section, where it's where a lot of the fluff is, but where a lot of my opinion interesting sort of tidbits are in here. And there's been a lot of talk, especially this year, and it comes up every year with this section called top themes here. A lot of times people's expectations or just what they see in store, what they experience, doesn't add up as to what they're showing here. And there's a few things I'd like to talk about with that, but I do think that there is some valid points being brought up by the community in regards to that. And maybe, I guess, so let's just get into that. There's a few things, like I said, I think we need to talk about here. The first here is, we see the title top themes. So my first question here is, what do we mean by top themes? Is this dollar amount sold, or is this number of sets sold? I think that does make a big difference. If we look historically in the past too, if we go back to the 2020 annual report, you notice that this is titled high performing themes. So this doesn't even really give an indication of these are the top selling themes. These are just high performing themes, which again seems maybe almost like a different standard than the 2021 top themes title. And then we go back to 2019. And you can see, again, we go to now to top selling themes, not just top themes. These titles have changed over the years. And we see top selling themes in 2018. So we go from top selling themes to high performing themes, and then to top themes again. So I guess like the criteria they're using to what themes they put in here seems like it could be changing over the years as well, which doesn't seem, I guess, sort of. It kind of ruins sort of the continuity of looking at this year over year. So that's one thing I think that's kind of interesting that they point out. And like I said, the dollar amount versus number of sets sold, how are they measuring, if it really is top selling themes, how are they measuring that? And it could maybe give some indication as to last year why a theme like Lego Classic, which to me was a bit of a head scratcher as to how that made it on the list. I know I talked about this last year, and I get there's certain themes that are popular, in different regions. Something like Lego Technic that's consistently on this list. I think for a lot of people, they think, I see those sitting on shelves a lot, or maybe even like work at a Lego store. Or you go there enough to see like the same sets sitting on shelves, normally picking it up in store. But I do think maybe that those have different demands at sort of an international scale than what we see maybe at your local Lego store in the U.S. or whatnot. You got to remember, Lego is a global brand with tons of stores and a huge online presence worldwide. But Lego Classic was a bit of a head scratcher for me. That makes me think maybe it's quantity of sets and not dollar amount for a certain theme. Lego Classic, definitely they do have some good deals on some of those boxes of sets that maybe sell very well during holiday time frame, things like that. And so that's sort of my opinion on that, is like the criteria seems vague. So I think we're thinking top selling themes either, I think dollar amount, and I think it could be quantity amount. I think it could even be top themes. It might be suggesting that these necessarily aren't the top 5, that these are just some of the best selling themes for Lego. These are just top themes, or like what did they use in 2019? They used high performing themes. These might not be 1 through 5 or whatever order. Some of these might not be in the top 5, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying here. So I think the community bringing this up, especially this year, is something that comes up every year, but I think there's been more emphasis this year on like what is this top themes thing. It's kind of confusing and lack of clarity. And I think, the community was definitely right this year in kind of questioning that. And there's been some good videos on it. I think Ashton Flash did one. I saw it, and he had some good perspective for a friend who worked at a Lego store, things like that. So overall, I think it's definitely an interesting topic, and one that I'm curious what you guys think about this top theme section. Do you guys think this is these are the top 5 selling themes in no particular order? It seems like that's what it should be, and this, for some reason, there's just this, it just doesn't seem like it really translates to what we experience in sort of like in real life. So But certain themes I want to talk about for this year in particular was Lego Creator Expert and Lego Harry Potter. These two are new to the list. Like I talked about Technic, and I think that's a huge emphasis too, is that, like I said, our experiences, what we see is not necessarily indicative of the global Lego demand and what's going on across the world, But something like Creator Expert and Harry Potter, I think there's a good explanation. Harry Potter is a little bit surprising that it's coming up in 2021. I would have thought maybe in 2019, maybe like a year after the resurgence of Lego Harry Potter, that maybe after quite a few sets out, it would have made the list. But I think a reasonable explanation for Harry Potter making it this year is that, we've had a couple years of Harry Potter sets now, just a ton of sets available. So I think just from that perspective of how many available sets there are, it's maybe why we didn't see it in 2018 when the theme came out in the summer. There was only 6-7 sets, or even in 2019, just the number of sets available. Similar to the Creator Expert, not only number of sets available under the line of Creator Expert I think has increased, but the dollar amount of the sets as well, if that's the criteria they're using. You think about like the Lego Titanic, in my opinion, was very popular, hard to get, sold out a lot, super expensive. And you think about like the soccer stadiums, there's a lot more expensive sets that are falling under Creator Expert recently than maybe past years as well. So reasonable explanations as to how all of these can make it on here, definitely. But again, I think the big question is here, what criteria is Lego using for quote unquote top themes? So let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Definitely very interesting to consider, and at least hear different opinions about. It's been something that I've kind of enjoyed looking at here the last day or so. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, this is Brick Joe signing off.